Arteta has a big decision to make for Arsenal. Something that, if it's not handled correctly, can impact us for the rest of the season. We need to see rotation. And that might sound crazy because we're playing Atletico Madrid tomorrow in the Champions League. But I want and expect to see some rotation. People, I can hear you screaming out to me, but you have to play your best team. And I understand, but I think we're kind of getting away from the best team. That's why we have such a strong squad. We have to see rotation. I don't mean wholesale changes, 7, 8, 9, 10 players, but we need to see at least 2 changes because it stung us in previous seasons and we're actually seeing the impact in this season. If you overplay players, they get injured. The recipe has been there for as long as time. If you overplay a player, unfortunately, he will get injured. And Arsenal have kind of reaped the rewards of doing that. In previous seasons, we're kind of seeing the injury record creep up season upon season. I expect it to go down now that Arsenal have such a deep squad. But there's definitely talking points in this game in terms of squad rotation. Before I get into it, I always ask for a score prediction. So let me know your Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid score prediction. And if anyone gets it right, as always, in the breakdown video after the game, I will give you a shout out. So let me know your score prediction. Right. I think we could expect to see 2 changes. Like I said, I'm not expecting 5, 6, 7, 8 changes because that's not sustainable. You can't change that many players and hope to keep momentum that this Arsenal team does have. We're going through a good patch at the minute. Even if we're not playing our best football, there's something just about winning football matches, and Arsenal seem to have that recipe at the minute, so long may it continue. I'm expecting to see players like Lewis Skelly get a run out in this game, and that might surprise people, but don't be surprised if when you see that team sheet tomorrow you see Lewis Skelly's name, because there will have to come a point in time where you're using the bench. Like we've said in previous videos, it's kind of early enough in the season where you can not overplay a player but play them in most matches and kind of not have any downward injuries or any mishaps due to overplaying. But we're getting to the crunch time of the season now. Champions League games are coming up, coming thick and fast, playing 3 games every week. So there has to be rotation. Lewis Skelly, I expect him to start. I'll go through my predicted team selection for Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. I want you to let me know yours in the comment section. It will be interesting to see how people approach this. Will they go with the same team or would they as well switch some players out? So David Raya in goal. I'm hearing people saying give Kepa a chance. There will be moments where you can use Kepa, but this certainly isn't one of them against a strong Atletico Madrid team. So David Raya, Yuri Timber. Again, I'm hearing shouts for Ben White, and for me, you just can't drop Yuri Timber. This is one of our hardest games in this Champions League group phase, them and Bayern Munich. So you just have to play your best right back, and at the minute, I don't think many people can question that. That is Yuri Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel and Lewis Skelly. I think he's definitely deserving of a run out. And like I said, I rotate probably 2 players. So for me, Lewis Skelly gets a run. Zubimendi, I think it's important for this game that we play Zubimendi. And people might be thinking, well, you said you would have given him rest against Fulham and he played the full 90 minutes. I know, but when you're coming up against the Spanish team, you're playing with Zubimendi, obviously a Spanish guy, but a guy that played the majority of his career in La Liga. So it's a team he would have come up against loads of times. There's a familiarity there. So for me, Martin Zubimendi is amongst the most important pieces of this puzzle to breaking down Atletico Madrid. So I play Zubimendi. Declan Rice and Eze. Again, it's the same midfield against Fulham, but it can be effective. Look, Eze probably didn't have his best game against Fulham. People say he was lax. He didn't really offer that edge that we needed. He will do. It will come good. I'm not worried about Eze at all. I think he is doing some great things. He offers something different. He is not showing that dynamo quality that he has where he's really grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and pulling out a moment. But that is just a matter of time when it comes to Eze, because this guy is phenomenal. Declan Rice, I don't need to explain to you why I want to have Declan Rice in this team. The physicality, the engine, the work rate, everything good about Arsenal usually has Declan Rice involved in it. So Declan Rice for sure. Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres up top. And for me, this is the game where we should see Gabriel Martinelli. I would love to see if people agree. Look, Trossard just scored, so I'm sure there will be people listening to this thinking, why are you dropping Trossard when he's just scored in a game? But again, you have to rotate players. We have 2 out-and-out left wingers and 3 people who can play in that left wing position. So let's not just play the same guy week in, week out. Surely we must have learnt that mistake by now. If you overplay the players, they're going to get injured. For me, I would have a brand new left-hand side. Look, Calafiori has been great in that left-back position. I am most excited about seeing Piero Hincapié to see what he can offer that position. But for now, Lewis Skelly and Gabriel Martinelli, they should be playing on the left for Atletico Madrid. Look, it's going to be a difficult game. In terms of a score prediction, I'll tell you mine. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Arsenal. I expect Atletico Madrid to score. They've got some good players. I don't need to reel off the list of players, the dangerous players that Atletico Madrid have. They have players like Griezmann. They have players like Julian Alvarez, Llorente. They've got a great keeper in Oblak. So Arsenal are going to find it difficult. Look, most of their goals come through Julian Alvarez. He's scored over 30% of all of their league goals this season. So as long as we can keep Julian Alvarez quiet, I think there's a great chance in nullifying the threat that is this Atletico Madrid attack. Again, they've still got players like Griezmann. His stats aren't as impressive. Look, he's played 11 games and he's only got 2 goals. So he's a good player, but he's not on the same level in terms of goal scoring ability and probably danger as Julian Alvarez. Atletico Madrid in the league this season, they're there or thereabouts. They're in 4th position. They've won 4, drew 4, lost 1. They're one of the teams with the least goals conceded, as you would expect. They're joint 3rd. They're going to be a tough team to break down. Some people are kind of going into this game thinking this is going to be an absolute nightmare. You have got Mikel Arteta, what loads of people like to pretend is a defensive manager. He only relies on his defense, which is absolute rubbish, going up against Diego Simeone. So although this could be fireworks, there is a very realistic reality where this is a sit deep for both teams and see who can strike first. Look, Atletico Madrid are coming to our place, so it's on us to break them down. Arsenal are going to have to go on the front foot because Atletico Madrid will probably soak up for about 60, 70 minutes, and then they will try to create something. And with a player like Julian Alvarez, you better believe they will be dangerous on the break, and they could catch us, much like how we saw with Erling Haaland against Gabriel and Saliba. The good thing is, Alvarez isn't quite as quick as an Erling Haaland, but that doesn't mean we should give him any time in and around the box, because this guy is a really, really good finisher. I know I would have took him at Arsenal before we signed Gyökeres. He would have been one of the strikers on my shortlist for sure. He's an absolute unbelievable player. He was good at City. He's probably kicked on even more since he's left then. He's a deadly, deadly player. Like I said, let me know your thoughts on what are your thoughts on this team rotation. Do you expect Mikel Arteta to make some changes, or would you, because we've just won against Fulham, would you not change a winning team? Let me know. Like I said, thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, if you could do me a quick favor, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.